however you see fit. So yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask you, sorry. Do you like impersonating a lot of celebrities?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten like any feedback from any of them, and have you gotten like starstruck?
I've had a few, but I met Matthew McConaughey briefly like 10 years ago.
Matthew McConaughey.
And I was like, my buddy was like, dude, you got to do your impression for me. He's like, oh, no. I was like, no, I don't really want to. I was like, no. He's like, no, let's hear it, man. And I was like, that's cool. You just want a true detective. That's all right, man. That's all right. And he was like, that's funny, man. Yeah, keep it up. All right. And I was like, okay. And then I do a lot of Donald Trump, of course, because
he's of course he's been down here. Everybody, he loves Puerto Rico. It's a great island. One of the best islands in America, believe me, okay? The most beautiful. They got the most paper towels, believe me.
that was messed up. But yeah, so I do a lot of different people, but yeah, that's kind of how I got a job with Red Skull. So.
If I remember correctly, you were part of Battlefield Hardline. How was it to be part of a video game?
Oh, Battlefield Hardline?
Yes.
Yeah, that game. You know what's funny? Like, we spent like 2.5 years recording that, and it was a blast. Like, that was
Sí,
so much fun.
uno de los que
thing
menos
with
se
video
reconoció
games,
porque
a lot
era
of
de
people don't
PG
realize
policía.
is if you're hired, like a lot of my friends work on Red Dead Redemption, and like love that game. But you're oftentimes playing not just your character, but like 30 other characters, because they have all these bandits or outlaws or like shopkeepers or whatever that you have to also do voiceover for. So we literally did like 2.5 years on that game, and it was just new voice after new voice, and you're doing like Russian thugs, and like, you're going all over the city of Los Angeles, and just like most of the time you're screaming at the top of your lungs like, put your gun down to the ground, just like, so you're playing police officers and thugs, and it was so much fun to do. But I hope I get to do more, because Battlefield, that whole series, is one of my favorites, honestly. So yeah.
Hello.
Is that a Boba Fett hat?
Yeah, Boba Fett, yeah.
Hell yeah. Nice.
I have a question for you. Are you satisfied with the ending in general for The Walking Dead? And are you satisfied with your character's ending up till now?
I almost answered that as Donald Trump. That was weird.
Like, here's the deal, okay? I wanted a more bloody ending. I really wanted more bloodshed. I wanted a lot of people to die.
We honestly were hoping, like the cast was like, we want to go out with a bang, right? And a lot of us were just like, hey, if you just like, let's go out with a bang, let's kill like a bunch of people off, because we wanted to be like Shakespearean. Yeah. And the writers decided they wanted to keep a lot of us alive in case they wanted to do extra spin-offs, but we were expecting a lot more bloodshed, if I'm being honest. But I think it was a perfect ending for the show as a way to set up the spin-offs, if that makes sense. Like, it's impossible to wrap up any show perfectly, as you know. Like, I mean, even the best shows on TV, Seinfeld, Friends, even though I didn't really watch that, but like, MASH, like, you have no idea how hard it is to wrap up a show perfectly. It's almost impossible. So I think it was a good setup for the spin-offs, but I really wish there was more bloodshed, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
Talking about the spin-off, would you rather be, for example, in a future season in New York or in France?
I don't know.
Or where?
I keep saying, I want to pitch one where it's me and my daughter and a few other cast members, and we go down to Peru, because I just, like, for one, I just love Peru. It's like one of my favorite countries. And if Daryl can somehow make it over to France.
Yes.
What is this, motorcycle fly now? What the hell is this? Surely we can make our way from Georgia down. It will take a few weeks, but we can make our way down to Peru. What's that?
Walker's Airlines?
Yeah, well, also I just feel like I spent a lot of time.
Just like, how was it like doing the scene where Natasha sacrificed herself with Scarlett Johansson and Jeremy Renner?
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people still blame me for Black Widow and dude, I didn't kill either one of them. First of all, Black Widow killed herself. Just saying. She did. Well, she did. And then Gamora, obviously Thanos threw her off the cliff, so like that wasn't me either. My job as the
Information.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm the information guy. Like I'm the guy that said
the NPC.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm the NPC, right? I'm just like, hey, here's some exposition. If you want to get the stone, this is what you got to do. So I didn't technically kill either one of them. Just saying. But it was crazy. I mean, like I remember reading that script and being like, oh, damn, like, because they only give you the pages of the scenes you're in. Only like 6 or 7 of the original Avengers cast got the full script, but most people were just given the pages they were in because they were so worried about leaks. And there's so much stuff that happens in both those movies, especially at the end of course, Endgame. You got, Steve Rogers and Iron Man basically leaving the series. And of course, in the first one, you got Gamora and like half of the cast being wiped out because of the snap. So there was a lot of secrets they were trying to protect. But I remember reading that and being like, oh damn, this is gonna blow people away. And sure enough, in the theater, you could hear a pin drop in that scene where Thanos chucks Gamora over the edge. Like that really affected a lot of people in a big way. And I think the Black Widow did too, of course. But that was just more of like a sacrifice for herself, as opposed to some big purple bastard throwing her off a cliff. Yeah.
Hi.
Hello. It's so funny because like Robert Kirkman, who did The Walking Dead, of course, too, he created Invincible as well. And initially, he just wanted me to play Immortal because he was like, "You kind of look like him. You got a big beard, and I feel like you could probably do this voice." And I was like, "All right, thanks." And he hired half of the Walking Dead cast to be in that. Of course, Invincible is Glenn. You've got Maggie as Warrior Woman, Sasha, Abraham, Tyrese, Morgan. Like, there's so many Walking Dead actors in the show. And I think he was just like, well, we got all these other characters. Can you do other voices? And I was like, yeah, what do you need? So I've been playing like 10 or so other characters on the show. And I just love that he gives me room to play, because initially it was just going to be this very strict, immortal voice, and I love doing it, but I also love doing Rudy, because of course, Jason Mantzoukas plays Rudy, he plays Rex Explode, I should say, and they asked Rex if he could, or Jason, if he could do like a prepubescent version of himself, and I guess he couldn't quite reach that high of a, because he's got a very deep, kind of scratchy voice, and so they asked me if I could do like a teenage version of Jason, and that's where the voice of Rudy came from. And Aquarius was basically just underwater Jeff Bridges. So he just keeps giving me room to play, and I love working with Robert. Like, I hope I get a chance to work with him forever. And the show is like, I hope you're loving it too. Like, it's so good. It's like it's kind of, I always tell people it's like an animated version of The Boys, except a totally different storyline, of course.
Yeah.
And I just love that nowadays we're doing so many other superhero stories as opposed to like the very basic, like, this is the good guy, this is the bad guy, end of story. Like, I think that's kind of old and very morally simplistic, because there are good and bad things about the villains and the heroes in all these stories. And I love that, like Omni-Man is definitely a villain, don't get me wrong, but like, he's done some good stuff too, so it's hard to
It's hard
say.
for him. Like,
It's hard for Viltrumites, yeah. He's had it hard, yeah.
So